Two brave voices on a glowing screen, sharing hope where the world's unseen. Echoes, laughter lights the day. Lucy's wisdom guides the way. With every word they break the chains, turning struggles into gains. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Stories told, the tears unwind. They listen close, they're gentle, kind. Every comment feels like home. No one ever stands alone. Dreams get mended, fears release. Through their voices, pain finds peace. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. When the night feels heavy and the world feels cold, their words are fire, their stories gold. They remind us all we can stand again, with kindness, courage, and a loving friend. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Helping you, helping me too. Echo and Lucy, the light comes through.
I just realized why I like Boo so much. When I was a kid, I had a long-haired black cat that I named Tabitha.
Okay.
And Boo looks a lot like Tabitha in the face, you know. And I'm sitting there looking at, I'm like, that's why I always, when I see him, I'm always like, oh, Boo. That's what it is. He reminds me of my kitty from when I was a little girl.
But
Hello,
do you remember
everybody.
when we were a girl? Everything was named Tabitha.
Yeah, well, because of Bewitched.
Uh-huh. I mean, every baby girl being born, there's a phase, like 2-3 years of every girl was named Tabitha during that time. Every cat, every dog, every turtle, everything was named Tabitha.
It was very popular back then in the late 60s, early 70s. It was very popular.
Well, I had a cat.
I
named it Thomasina.
Oh, Thomasina.
Remember Thomasina, the movie Thomasina from Disney? Yeah.
So Ellen is here, Ellen Smile, and Stephanie is here, and Chu is here. And that's all I see so far. But
and Stephanie, you're the reason we're late. You're the reason we're late, Stephanie. We'll put it all on you, honey.
Stephanie, we were having a conversation about how we went live after Thursday trivia, trying to figure out the answer to our question. And I was telling her that while I was sleeping Thursday evening and Thursday night, that you got a bunch of videos and emailed them to me to help me understand and figure more things out. Hello, Miss Norma. And so we were talking about that. It's like, oh, we got to go live now, but we could just sit here and chit chat all day. So it's okay. Yes, Miss Norma has got bingo at 4 p.m. today. Hi, Okies Eden. Welcome in. This is Self-Care Sundays. And I've been sick this last week, and so Body Illusion has prepared our presentation and is going to help us get through this part because I don't know anything. I looked at the slides and I was like, oh, this will be interesting, but not my wheelhouse. So this is on you.
There she goes.
Yeah.
She's working on self-care.
Let me
It was
go
self-care.
ahead.
It's self-care Sunday, and she was working on self-care this week, trying to get herself back healthy. There you go.
There you go. And it's okay to take time off and take care of yourself. Even if you have to do it kicking and screaming and saying, no, but I don't want to. You still need to do it sometimes. All right, I'm going to bring up the slides.
Stephanie, you're so cute.
There we go.
Self-care
thank you, Ellen. I'm feeling better. It's just one of those like head cold, sinus infection type of thing. My granddaughter was sick and I watched her, so mom and dad didn't get sick, and of course I got sick. So,
but can't you tell, folks, that she's better than she was Thursday? You know,
I know Thursday I was like, could I lay down? Please let me lay down.
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah,
you kept hugging yourself like you were cold all the time. Like, oh, I just want to be comfy in my warm blanket. Yeah.
Yes, but I am feeling much better today. Okay, so let me advance this slide. There we go.
There's 5 C's of mental health and self-care. Competence, confidence, connection, character, and caring. Has anybody heard of the 5 C's of mental health and self-care?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I started digging into it and I came across this. So it was, I went, oh, maybe this is what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Mine always lingers on for weeks. Yes. Isn't it funny how you can get the cold like in a day and then it takes weeks to get over it? But remember when you were a kid, though, it was only like 2 or 3 days. Now it takes weeks and weeks.
See if I do this like this. Yes, we can still read it. Okay, good. And another thing, kids are so resilient and they bounce back. My granddaughter was here Saturday running around. I'm like, calm down.
Yeah.
She's like, Granny, you haven't been out of that chair today, you know? And I'm like, and I'm not getting out of my chair either. So. Oh, but you know what it is? When I put it up here, I can't see the thing to advance it.
Oh, okay. We can be on the side.
Yeah, I don't know why it does it like that. Let's try it this way.
I'm amazed it's not rolling. It's not
there
rolling.
We go. There we go. That's better. Okay.
It's not rolling? Oh, it's just clicking up. Oh, see?
Mm-hmm.
When I made it, it was rolling. Anyway.
They emphasize mastering skills, believing in yourself, fostering relationships, acting with integrity, and practicing empathy towards self and others to thrive.
Empathy towards self. There you go. There you go. Yeah. And I think just doing this, we're fostering relationships. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And believing in yourself. You got to be true to yourself. True to yourself.
And really, it all goes back to you have to love yourself enough to be willing to take care of yourself.
Uh-huh.
And that still, it's hard for me. Some days I'm still like, gosh, I can take care of anybody else. So, I don't even think about it. It's not even a question. It's just, I do it. And then when it comes to doing things for myself, it's like I'll sit there and argue with myself about it, instead of just automatically knowing, what to do.
Right.
It's getting easier, though. I'm learning how to listen to my body.
Good.
Instead of trying to do it all in my head. It's like, oh, but I do feel achy and I do feel, tired. And,
Well, Is it because of your body change? Now you want to listen to it before you didn't want to listen to it? Could that be a lot of it as well?
Well, and I think too, before, every time a new symptom came, it meant more bad news, another prescription to take, another test
You
to
didn't
go
want to
get,
hear it.
another,
You didn't want to listen.
it was like, no, 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 there's nothing wrong with me. I keep everything to myself because I'm not telling nobody nothing else, just to have to, get all that other stuff going on. Hi, Moon over Miami, and hello, Rudy. Welcome in. But now I think it's like, because my body is changing, I'm feeling things I've never felt before.
Right.
I feel differently than I ever felt before. So I guess I'm maybe a little more in tune to it, to where I'm like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Is this a natural change? Should this have happened? It's like I'm more curious about it than just saying, oh, I'm getting old. That's just old age.
And I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about it. I took enough meds. I don't want to know about it.
Exactly. Like, don't give me anything else. Hello, Bud Files. And hello, Peyton Samuels. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's go to the next one.
Okay.
You can read this one.
Oh, okay. Here's a breakdown of the commonly cited 5 C's of mental health and self-care.
Number 1.
Okay. The feeling of capability, having the skills to cope with challenges and able to achieve goals. See, that's a thing for me, I mean, like, do I really want to, do I want to fail? There you go. Let's just put it out there. Do I want to fail? So sometimes you just don't do it, just because you're afraid of failing. Go for it, honey.
And if we listen to our inventors, they didn't invent things the first try.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember who it was said, I failed 99 times before I got it right.
Uh-huh.
So if they had given up,
I think I was Einstein.
The first couple failures, we wouldn't have, what they invented. But I know I was raised kind of, if you can't be the best at something, don't bother trying.
Yeah.
And so what your strengths are and what you can accomplish, and everything else scares you to death. Like, oh no, I could never, do that. And I think,
just look at us on YouTube. I don't know if you've been to my channel, but I oops all the time, and I giggle and laugh and keep on rolling. I don't care. So what? I'm learning, And Echo is I'm not throwing you under the bus, honey, but you've oops before, and you just keep on flowing
all the time.
We'll like Thursday. You guys wanted to learn something, so you went and you tried to learn it and figure it out, and that's how you learn.
Now I'm not afraid to learn new things at all. And I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know something, Before, Echo was like, I'm an authority on everything. Whether I was or I wasn't, I would tell you I was the authority on that subject, And I would be so convincing, and, people believed me. And I don't know, half the time I didn't know what I was talking about. But that, again, you don't want to look like a failure. You don't want to have to admit, oh, I have flaws and weaknesses just like everybody else does,
Well, and then also your self-esteem. Oh, I failed again. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it really, it hurts you inside as well. Some, a lot of people. I mean, it does me,
Yeah.
That's another reason why I laugh it off. If I laugh it off while it's happening, it doesn't hurt. If I take it in and take it into heart, then it gets painful. If I laugh at it and just enjoy it and just fly with it, then it's.
Hello, Deborah. Welcome in. I think that goes probably without saying that using laughter is like a coping mechanism.
It is.
It's like getting a situation you're uncomfortable in. The first thing I do is start laughing and start trying to make other people laugh and not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, my mother was a big giggler. My mother was a big laugher. If she got in a position where somebody said something snide to her, she would just laugh at them, just giggle at them. While her brain is clicking and she's getting a comment back to them, she's giggling at them. So she's got them off, anyway.
Yeah.
Walking while running errands. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, honey.
But you have to have goals, whether they're little teeny weeny little goals or whether they're big dream goals. You got to have something to work towards and to look forward to. If you don't have any goals or any dreams, hello, Betty from pre-retirement days. If you don't have anything, sometimes it's like, why bother getting up out of bed today? I don't have anything spectacular going on. But if you can do a little something towards any of those goals, you at least feel like you accomplished something. Yeah. And with me, that's why I'm the to-do list. I like that, crossing it off. I feel accomplished because I can cross that off. And it doesn't matter if there's 2 things on the list and I get one of them done, or if there's 20 things on there and I don't get, hardly any of them done. But I've had to learn with myself that that's something I like to do. Mm-hmm. I like to schedule stuff and I like to have a to-do list. Other people are like, oh, I could never commit to scheduling something. Well, okay, you got to do the way suits you and your personality.
Right.
And that used to be a hard thing for me because I would be like, well, if I do it and I feel successful at it and you don't do it and you don't feel successful, why don't you just do like I do and then you'll feel successful? But not if that's something uncomfortable for that person.
Well, and I was really, when I was working and, going to school and everything, everything was scheduled because I'm sure you were the same way. I only had this much time and I had to get this much in there. So I had to have everything planned out. Like, okay, I'm running over. I'm 15 minutes over in doing this. So I've got to finish this up real quick to do this. So, our schedules were very important to us. I'd love to be able to schedule things. Hi, BJ. I'd love to be able to schedule things again. But
hi, BJ. Yeah, and I've found since being retired that if I don't have a schedule, if I don't have a plan, that's way too much time on my hands. And I will just get lost doing things, and it's like, okay, I need.
Is she talking SUNO, folks? Is she talking getting lost in SUNO?
But it could be anything. I could sit and read for 8 hours if the book is good and good, and I can diamond paint and not even know that it's went from daylight to dark outside, and I'm still over here doing it. But a lot of the time, because I was so scheduled, I didn't know how to relax either.
Right.
I didn't know what to do with free time. What is free time? There's not free time. That's just time to get something else done ahead of time, maybe,
Right.
So I had to really learn, okay, balance and take time to have free time. And also I was the kind of person that, if I said, today I'm doing laundry and I'm cleaning house, and then you called me and said, hey, there's this great festival going on downtown. Let's go to the festival. I'd be like, but I got laundry going. I got, and I wouldn't go.
Right.
Whereas now I'm like, I could do that stuff anytime. Let's go. You got something fun to do? Let's go and do it. But it was like, to be spontaneous like that was not something I was comfortable with. It would make me like high anxiety because it's like, oh my God, I don't know where we're going, what we're doing, what's the plan.
And I still have that stuff at home I have to do.
Yeah.
I still have that stuff at home I have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that is one thing that I'm trying to work on in 2026 with my own self-care is trying to be able to let things go if I have something else I would like to do, instead of being like, oh no, you said you were doing this, so you got to do this.
Right.
And being able to say, but I can do that tomorrow, and today I can do this,
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I'm trying to work on too. Yeah, Deborah says, I don't know what free time is. Exactly. And
Yeah.
it was scary for me when I first lived here by myself and I didn't have a job to go to, and I wasn't
Kids
doing
or
YouTube back,
husband or yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I'd wake up, and thank goodness I had Chloe. That was the only saving grace,
Mm-hmm.
was Chloe wouldn't let me sleep all day. She would, want attention and be fed and, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I didn't really have anything, to get up and do or whatever.
Look
And
forward
so
to.
I was like, yeah, you need some sort of something or another to, because I just function better that way. But after so many years of working and managing a home and a child and a job, and, I got very used to that. Do it on schedule. Don't get behind.
I get a lot more things done if I have it written down, like during the day. And I use my phone. I'll make notes like this and this and this. I have that list. And so when I get up in the morning, if I have that list, for some reason I get more things done than willy-nilly through the day.
Well, and this is what I used to do. If I needed something from Walmart, let's say, and here I am today, after this live stream, I don't have anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before, hey, I'd be making a trip to Walmart. Now, tomorrow, I've got to go get my granddaughter, but only for about an hour, and I'll be staying in town, and I can go to Walmart then and not take away from whatever free time I have for today. See? But before, I would have been like, oh no, this is pressing on me that I need to go because there's something I need, and I got to go to Walmart and get it today. I cannot let it wait till tomorrow. And so I would use the gas and the time to go. And then tomorrow, there's a Walmart like right there by my daughter's house.
Uh-huh.
So it won't cost me any more gas. And I won't have to be in a rush because I don't have anything after that. And I can just go ahead and take my time and shop and whatever.
Right.
Hi, Miss Edna. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of things like that I've learned now that, it's not life or death that you go right now. Right. Just because you could go right now if you wanted to, But if I have things scheduled, kind of try to fit things in to the schedule so that I'm not running back and forth and I'm not, doing things when I could be doing something else.
Right.
It's not easy for me. Sometimes I still I have to tell, and I know what it was the other day. It was so cold out. I think this was last Sunday.
Okay.
And it was so cold. And the first thought I had was, you need to go to the store. And then I very quickly, after I checked the temperature, I very quickly decided that's probably not the best use of your time. Let's wait and go when you have to go out anyway for another reason, since it's so cold, right? But before, I would have been out there bundled up, out there, doing what I needed to do, regardless of how cold it was. And now I can actually let myself relax and be like, we don't have to do it today. It can be tomorrow or, whatever day.
Yeah, my Walmart list is one of those where I don't have to do it today. I'll just wait till the list gets longer. Okay. Self-care action. Learning new skills. Breaking tasks into manageable steps, just as you were saying. And acknowledging achievements, which is your highlighter. So, exactly what you were saying. Perfect.
Yeah. But I never would have thought of those things as competence, but it is what it is. You're being competent to yourself.
Yes. and in your goals and in your achievements, and yeah. So I think that's wonderful. See, you're doing the right thing, honey. They said, no, I didn't know you were from Puerto Rico. Was I? Oh, I'm sure it's common knowledge. If I know it, everybody knows it. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I did switch. Okay, confidence. Believing in yourself, having a positive self-image, and trust in your abilities. Oh, this has been a hard one for me.
Trusting your abilities. Now, we discussed that just a minute ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we fail, we just keep going, right?
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
And knowing that it's not a big deal if you don't know something, or if
Right.
you do need to ask for help. I think it was harder for me to ask somebody to help me than it would be for me to admit that, I can't do it myself, or I don't know how to do it. But to actually say, could you help me do this?
Right.
No. Are you kidding me? I would never let someone know I couldn't do it myself.
Right.
It's like, and now it's like so easy for me. It's like, that's a great thing. Could you work on that for me? It's like, I'd be so happy if you did. But I think it's the whole thing of knowing that person isn't going to let you down. They're not going to, be like, oh yeah, she think, because, and I'll go back to work situations. How many times has somebody been like, oh, I got your back, I'm going to help you, we're going to get this project done or whatever. And then you realize they didn't even show up. And
right.
Everything that you would have let that person handle is now back on you anyway. So I used to not know how to delegate work.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, no. You take care of the customers. I'll go do the work because I know I'll do it. I don't know that you're going to go do it. And then if I have to go back behind you and redo it,
Yeah.
So and I really never learned that while I was working. It was probably since I've been retired that I realized that, part of being a good leader is being able to delegate the work and trusting that the other person is going to do what they say they're going to do. Because I would never believe them. I'd be like, yeah, right. Sure. Okay. So you say you will, but you know what? I'll have a backup plan. I'll just make sure,
right.
Take care of, because I don't trust you.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm learning to let people help me. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Delegating is easy, a lot easier than trusting people to really get it done for you, or really help you out, or really be there for you. That's
I had a manager who, the first time I tried to say, well, I told so-and-so to take care of that. And he's like, but you're over so-and-so. So if so-and-so didn't do it, then guess what? You need to go and take care of it, Right, and after that, I was like, oh no, no. Yeah. I'm going to say you're going to do this, but I'll be doing it with you too, or whatever, because we're not having that come back on me. And I think that's what it is that them not doing it reflects badly on me. And I would rather do it myself than have somebody think badly of me, that I didn't.
Yeah. And then when it's time that you need whatever they were supposed to help you with, now you're double duty, because now you got to rush and get it done, and it's like, I should have just done it myself. Yeah. I was with somebody for all those years, and that was the common, I gotcha. Don't worry about it. I gotcha. And I knew it was never going to get done. It took me a couple of years to figure that one out. But after a while, I just went, you're just wasting my air. Go do something. I got it.
And, they always say, well, give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe it was just that one time. But after a few times, you're kind of like, I see a pattern for me.
Right. This is who you are.
Yeah. And that's, but now the having a positive self-image, that really does change you when you actually think positively about your own self. Because when you think negatively, you're like hiding that. because you don't want anybody to think you think that about yourself, because
Right.
then they might think that too. So it's like,
Right.
no, you got to, and that is very exhausting, trying to hide and try to be somebody that you're not, and putting forth this image of someone who is unrealistic. And, I used to be naive enough to not realize that people figure you out because they see what you don't see, and they know where your faults are,
Right.
And I used to always do that when I had, meetings with my employees, and I would say, what's one thing I could do differently, that would make your job easier, and sometimes the responses I would be like, what? I don't do that. It's like, really? You see that? Because that's not what I want you to see. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, my associates was always donuts every break. Those kind of stuff they say. Yeah, see, I understand, Stephanie. I was a type that if I told you to do something, you better get it done and right the first time. Yeah, well, that's kind of a military thing, honey. Yeah.
Well, and it would be
In the
great if
civilian
people,
world. Yeah.
it would be great if people did it when you told them to do it and do it right. I had people who they would just look at you like, yeah, there's no way. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
But you know what
classic,
I
that's
did
not my
too?
job. That's not my job.
I would learn who liked to do what.
Yeah.
Because working at Walmart, we were considered the front end of the store, but there was a lot of different things that we had to handle. And I would figure out what, certain people like to do, and then work with that instead of taking the person who, is never going to clean anything ever and trying to get them to go and clean the windows.
Right.
It's like I would take the person who they did a fabulous job and they loved cleaning and they would clean anything. What more, even better than I would clean it. I was like, you my cleaner. We got that, Yeah. Then I had people who you could take the little merchandise that you see hanging up, on the little clip strips in the store, all the little impulse merchandise. And we would have buggy fulls of it. And you would have to walk the store, find a strip, put them on that strip.
Now, did they have to be in a certain spot? Did they have to be cross merchandise in a certain spot?
If there was already a strip hanging there that had, one on it and had 4 spaces, you could put those 4 same items on there. But sometimes you got new ones in, and then you had to look at it, and it would tell you, like, cross-reference it to this aisle or, whatever.
Okay, yeah, because that's what we did a lot of.
Putting out the new ones was not difficult. It was finding, hi, Regina. It was finding where all these little oddball things went, But I had one lady, I mean, you could give her a buggy full of, just one item for each, thing. And it might take her a little while, but she did just an excellent job. And she loved it. She would come and ask you, is there a buggy today? We got a buggy, And so the ones that never showed me what they liked to do, guess what they got to do? Stand at that register and wait on the
work. Yeah.
The people who would show me that they would do these other jobs that I needed done and do them joyfully and with a smile and not give me a hard time about it.
Right.
I didn't have to wait on customers. They had time to go do what it is they want to do. And that, and then sometimes, the other supervisors, you let so-and-so run around in the store. Yeah. But on my shift, that buggy gets put up. On your shift, it doesn't. It's sitting there waiting for me the next day. Okay?
For her to run around the store again.
And she'll go run around the store and get it done again, But that has a lot to do with, if you make people do things they don't want to do, they're not going to want to do them.
And they're not going to do well.
Perform well for you. But you give them something they don't mind doing, hey, all the difference in the world. And I used to, when I was
showing up,
when I worked overnight, I used to take and we had to switch over, at midnight from the day before to the next day.
Uh-huh.
And so we had to change out the money and change out the register and everything. And so by the time you did that, now you have a line of people waiting to be waited on. Because even no matter how quick you do it, it still takes a few minutes to do that.
Right.
And
even if it's midnight, it's still Walmart. It's still hopping and popping.
And they would come in at 10 o'clock, and Walmart says, work 2 hours, take a 15-minute break. Work 2 more hours, take your lunch break.
Right.
Work 2 more hours, take your last 15-minute break. Work 2 more hours and go home. So 12 o'clock was break time.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't let them go to break because you got this line of, people waiting.
Right.
And especially during the holidays when we would be just slammed. And it wasn't that their break was going to be 10 or 15 minutes late. Their break might be an hour late, or even longer. So I would go and I would buy everybody a soda and a candy bar, or a soda and a bag of chips, whatever. And I would go and I would put it on their register. And I'd be like, there you go. I know you're not getting a break, but at least you're not going to starve and you're not going to, die of thirst. Go ahead, do that. And everybody always appreciated it so much. And then it took the guilt off of me because I didn't feel like, well, you didn't get them a break. No, I didn't get them a break, but they had them a snack and they held out until it was time and I could get them a break, But I used to really dislike the people who, it went to their head that they were the boss and they wouldn't take care of their employees. And then they wondered why, why you didn't get things done, why they weren't productive. Hello, Star. Welcome in. Star must be done.
Well, I have a story for you. I was a waitress, right, for 100 years. And I was a waitress, and I was doing the hiring and firing. And every once in a while, the boss would bring in somebody. Oh, you need somebody, bring in somebody. Okay, let me, see what you got. So he would bring in these people, and I'm like, have you ever served before? Nope. Okay. So at least I know where I'm starting from. Okay, we got this. And so lunch rush would kick in. And lunch rushes in restaurants. Everybody, even if you have a waitress or anything, lunch rushes in restaurants. Lunch rush would kick in. And so I'm starting to run and I'm saying, come on, keep up with me. You're going to have to figure this out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just talking up a storm to this person, telling them everything I could think of, blah, 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 blah. I said, don't worry about it. It'll get in there. And they looked at me and they go, it's 12 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah. And we just got set for our tables. We got to go over there. No, it's lunchtime. It's time for me to take a break. It's lunchtime. And I'm like, wait a minute, honey. This is the money-making time. This is the time we work. Break time is before this or after this or when it slows down. I said, right now, it's time to hump. We're going to hump until about 2 o'clock. No, it's lunchtime. It's time for me to take a break. And I went, well, you're not going to last very long in this business. I mean, who goes into a restaurant business and think noon is lunchtime, so we should stop our work? I just thought that was very funny.
Yeah, and those people that were going to give you a tip are not going to give you a tip now because they can tell your attitude,
Yeah, and they can tell you're diddling and you're farting around and you're sighing at them when they order something, Anyway, yeah, I just thought it was funny.
Crazy how the workforce has gotten. Okay, confidence, self-care action, positive self-talk, celebrating small wins, and challenging negative self-doubt. Definitely have to challenge that negative self-doubt. As they say, you can be your own worst enemy.
Well, let's talk about this. Positive self-talk. Okay, Now have we ever been, raise your hands, everybody, who has been in Echo's exercise videos, her lives? Now, have we listened to her self-talk, positive self-talk? Because she'll do that. She'll go, okay, that was good. Okay, you did good. Okay, breathe. Okay, and she'll talk to herself, and she'll give her positive reinforcement to herself.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's beautiful. I listen to it and I just smile every time she does it. So, and then she was mentioning small wins, you know, just that highlighter, marking that thing off, even if it's doing the dishes, highlighting that. Okay, I did the dishes. Yay for me. Good job, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, see all the hands? Yeah, we've all heard it all.
You know, think about the exercise, and you know, I have to do that for me. You know, I'm the one that needs to exercise, and I'm the one that needs to stay motivated and do it. But before, exercise never meant anything to me. And I know, you know, but I wasn't motivating myself either. I didn't have a reason that I wanted to do it. And I didn't see the results that I'm getting, to where now it's like, you can't stop now. You know, it's like, what can that body do? You know,
Uh-huh.
let's push it a little bit further and see, you know.
Yeah,
But
Miss
yeah,
Edna. I talk to myself all the time. Yeah. People, I'll go in the kitchen and start cooking, and people are going, "Who in the heck are you talking to in there?" But anyway, yeah, and challenging negative self doubts. I think talking to yourself and positive self talk, I think is deterrent, if you ask me, for self doubt. I don't know. I think it is. Look at all the hands. See all those hands saying, "Yeah, I've heard her talk to herself. I've heard her."
I do though. I used to always say, I'm my own best friend. Because I would talk to myself all the time. But I think it's a way for me to like work out things. You know, like if I talk it out, sometimes I grasp it better than if I
Uh-huh.
just like read something, or you know, somebody tells me how to do something, you know.
It's another sense. Another sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
And and
I gotta have them all. I gotta read it, and then I gotta hear it. So I gotta say it. And then I've got to do it a couple of times. I'm better at hands on.
yeah. And my thing is, if you talk a lot to other people as well, you know, you're a talker, you just talk a lot. It like comes so naturally to talk to yourself that sometimes you don't even realize, you know, that you're doing it.
Right.
And you'll just like, you'll think of something and you'll just like, yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, that's probably what I ought to do. I probably will. You know, and then the other person that's around you, they'll be like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
What was that? You know, because if you were talking to me, I didn't understand what you were talking about. And it's like, no. It was me. And my daughter
I was
says,
like, well, when I do that, I was like, well, good. I'm glad you didn't understand. It wasn't for you. It wasn't your
yeah,
business.
but my daughter says that when I'm falling asleep,
uh,
I'm having a conversation with myself.
okay.
And sometimes I'm talking out loud, saying
Okay.
like what I've got to do the next day, or
Okay.
like what I'm worried about, or something like that. And she'll be like, you were asleep. You were not still talking to me. You had went to sleep. But boy, oh boy, were you unloading all this stuff, you know. I'm
See, and I
like,
can't fall asleep thinking about what I have to do the next day. I can't. I won't sleep. My head
you
will
know
just
what I do now?
spinning.
I try to clear my mind.
Yeah.
I try to say, we're not going to handle any problems right now. This is time to sleep. We're going to rest. We're going to relax. We are going to sleep. We are not thinking of, and then as soon as I start thinking of something, I'll be like, not right now.
Yeah.
Let that go.
Well,
It'll still be there in the
what
morning.
what they say we're supposed to do is think about your achievements, your accomplishments for the day, that day. So you're supposed to think to yourself, okay, now what did I do good? What happened well? What was fun? What did I get done? And so you're supposed to kind of relax yourself by patting yourself on the back. I'm going to use that word, even though it's not, you know, but that's basically it. You know, you're supposed to count your, let's say, count your blessings that you had today. and that's the way you're supposed to fall asleep. And it's supposed to be calming for your brain.
Probably for me, that would make me start thinking about the things I didn't get done. And
Yeah, see?
the things that didn't work out like I thought,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I got these 3 things done, but this 6 is still sitting here. Oh my gosh, why didn't I get that done? Right.
Yeah. And I don't have a boss. I don't have anybody who says, Echo, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or whatever. I'm my own boss. So it's like, that was hard for me too. Like, are you letting yourself down? It's like, okay, give yourself some grace and a break. You don't have to do, and now it's almost like I even limit what I'm going to do. I don't even put as much on myself as I used to.
I have a problem with not sleeping until I complete what is on my mind. Yeah, I get that. And but I'm going to say, shh, don't tell anybody. But my thing was, I felt like I had to earn sleep. If I didn't accomplish enough during the day, I didn't earn sleep. So I had to keep going until I earned bedtime. If that makes any sense to anybody, that's the way my mentality was. If I didn't get enough done, I didn't earn to go to bed yet. So I had to keep going to get enough, like credits to go to sleep, to go to bed. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but.
Well, I would always kind of bargain with myself.
Hi, Blue.
I've got this I need to get done. So if, I can work on this until, midnight, and then I could still get 6 hours of sleep. And then midnight would come and go. And if I go to sleep right now, I could get 4 hours of sleep, or whatever, and like bargaining with yourself. And I stopped doing that. I don't necessarily have a set time I go to bed, but I am more in tune with my body. And when my body is like, come on now, shut that brain off, let us go, rest, then I can do that. But used to be, there were so many things to get done. I could sleep when I'm dead. Who cares? I don't need
That's another thing. How many times have you said that?
Yeah. And especially when I was younger.
Say that.
When I was younger, it was like, sleeping is a waste of my time. I can get so much more done if I don't sleep, or if I sleep very little. And I would literally push myself until I would just pass out. I mean, I couldn't sit down. If I sat down for 2 minutes and was quiet, I was out. I was asleep. So it was like, oh no, don't stop. Keep moving, because you're gonna be asleep. And it was not good.
I was always that person. If I just sat down for 5 minutes, next thing I know, somebody's waking me up, because I'm just like, I'm constantly exhausted. Are you also streaming? No, honey. I'm not streaming. Thank you for asking, but I'm not streaming. We're all right here. Right here with Echo. Everybody's here with Echo.
She will get the collaboration link when YouTube decides to give it to us. So it'll be over.
We'll do that after. But right now.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to our next one.
Okay, since oh my goodness, we've been talking for an hour and we're only on 3. Connection. Feeling connected to others, having supportive relationships, and a sense of belonging to community. Hello, where are we?
Hello, Susan. Welcome in.
Hi, honey.
Ellen says, if I sit down, I fall asleep too. I only get about 3/4 an hour of sleep a day. Oh my goodness, honey.
That's painful.
You need to get sleep.
Yeah. He can shut it off and down, but I keep working. Yeah. Maybe it would help to put on a set of earbuds and put on some ocean sounds or something like that, maybe, or something that gets your brain on something else when you're laying down, and see if you can sleep. I don't know. Because you can't run on empty forever, honey.
No.
It's
And
really,
really and truly, that's when your body actually repairs itself
yeah.
and
But
gets
some
ready
people
to take on the
can
next
live
step.
some people can live their life on 6 hours or 5 hours. I mean, that's the way their body runs. But when you're only talking a half an hour, 45 minutes a night, ugh, ugh,
Oh, I
yeah,
used to do it when I worked
that's not
overnight,
great.
but I also did crazy things. Like I'd come home, I'd leave my keys in the door, leave the front door open, put my shoes in the refrigerator, leave the gallon of milk sitting on the counter, and I would go and hit the bed.
Well, that's what I was saying. You end up with foggy brain. Yeah.
It's like, what was I doing? I don't know. I was probably asleep already
Yeah.
coming
And
home.
what's so scary is you're driving to and from work,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
but the connection and the supporting relationships. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at us communicating with each other. Look at us. I mean, even though we're the only two with voices, everybody is speaking here. Everybody is connecting. Everybody is supporting each other. And it's beautiful because you can see people. Foggy brain. Yeah, foggy brain. That's what I call it. Oh. I mean, I'm in a constant state of it, Stephanie, but still. But
This is really what's important to me is the connection that we make with people. I put out a video about grief a few weeks ago, and I had somebody email me, and they were like, is there a reason that you put that video and that topic out at that point? And I said, well, whatever I feel, when I feel it, I do it. So I
right.
don't really have, like I can't say yes, I had a reason. But it was the anniversary of a death of one of her loved ones. And she was struggling that day. And she said, just the idea of hearing somebody else, how they, dealt with grief, it made her feel better. And it made her feel better enough for her to reach out and email me.
And you made a ripple.
And I made a ripple. Yes.
You made a ripple. Congratulations.
And so, she emailed me and I was like, which I think I answered her comment. And I think I said, if you want to reach out, here's my email or whatever. But she did email me and I have emailed with her, but she's also on Facebook and she invited me to join a group on Facebook. And it's like, it just keeps, the connections just keep going. You meet one person and then you meet other people because of that person. And that, and it's just amazing how many people you actually will meet if you're open to that. Yes, ripples.
And it's amazing
that.
how much you learn. You learn because there's so much in this year and a half I've been on YouTube. There's so much I've learned because I've met people that live different lives than I have. They're not in my bubble. They're not in my sphere. They're, so it's amazing the things that I've learned and I've experienced in this beautiful world. Some people say it's really ugly out here, but it can be really beautiful. And you guys are proof of it.
And I like meeting people who are different than myself. I don't how boring would life be if we were all exactly the same? That's why God made us each one individual, And I love learning about different parts of the world, even within the states. Things are different based on where you live in the United States. And then, of course, in different countries and different races and different religions. And it's just so interesting to me to, not to have everybody say, oh, yeah, me too. It's like, well, disagree with me. Give me something to think about. Maybe my view is not the best view, but you're not going to learn if you're not open and making connection with people who are different than yourself. And I used to always think, and I had to tell my daughter this, not everybody thinks the way you think. Not everybody was raised the way you were raised. Everybody, brings something different. And that's beautiful. It's
Right.
beautiful that we're all different. But it's like I could see her going down the same path I was, that, oh, everybody's got two parents, everybody's got this, everybody's got, no ma'am. No ma'am. And in the preschool class, what was one of the very first things they talked about? Families, and how
Mm-hmm.
families can be different.
Mm-hmm.
How some people have different people in their families, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's right. Start
And it
these
all makes
kids
a family.
young. You know,
Yeah.
start them out young. Let them realize that there's beauty in our differences, not to be fearful of it, or to, not wanting it. Yes, a melting pot. Exactly, Stephanie. That's
Yeah.
exactly what my
Beautiful.
life
Beautiful.
is. I want to have all of the different things. And I want to be able to say, well, I know somebody from California, and I know somebody freezing their butt off right now in Ohio. And and it's like, and I'll tell my two best friends that live here all the time, well, my friend so and so that lives in Nebraska, or my friend so and so, and they're like, are they really your friend? You don't even know them. It's like, yes, I do. I've heard their
And
voice.
yes, they're my friends. And yes,
They're
they're
my
my friends. Yes.
and it definitely makes life more worth living. And I am glad we have a community, and we are all from different communities, and I love that too, because try something different. Don't get in a rut. Don't be like, well, I'm 60 something years old, I can't learn new things. Oh yes, you can. You can
Uh-huh.
be 70 years old and still learn something new. Why not? you
Right.
know what's
There's
stopping
someone
you?
that needs you and you need someone too. It's a beautiful exchange. Yes, it is.
It
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It is. All right. Self care action, spending time with loved ones, building a support network, and engaging in social activities. Exactly.
Here we are.
Think about that too. You have got to be there for the other person. It has to be a two-way street. It
Yes.
cannot be you giving, 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 and them just taking, 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 and you not getting anything out of it.
Right.
But you have to be open to receive it as well. And that's where I had trouble. My reaction was always, why are you being nice to me? What do you want? What do you think I have that you want? Or what is
Yeah.
it
What
that
do you want from me? That was always my life. What do you want from me?
yeah. It's like you have no reason to be nice to me. There's got to be a catch. What is it? You know. And YouTube has taught me it doesn't always have to have a catch. Some people
Right.
just are genuinely, good people
Just
who
nice people. Yeah.
want to be friends with somebody. But you have to be able to let them. And that's what I feel like. Sometimes it's like, well, I'm gonna have to love that person from afar because they're not ready to let me in there.
Right.
But I'll be there if they ever decide to let me in. I'll be
Right.
there.
And then some people, your radar gets a little better, and you're like, that person doesn't feel like they have the best intentions. Maybe that's another arm length one, like, yeah, you're fine right there. But then there's other people that you would just want to grab up and just hug, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I used to not give people, or I would give people lots of chances. I would make lots of excuses for people, and
Yeah.
make lots of give them lots of chances. Now I'm a
Oh,
firm
honey.
believer in when they show you who they are, believe them the first time, because it's not going to get better from that. But then too, I never want to give up on somebody and be like, well, they were having, you know, they were just having issues and they couldn't deal with it, and that's okay. And then there's other people that you talk to and you think, well, I sure didn't get through to that person. And then the next time you talk to them, it's like, oh, this isn't even who I thought this was.
Right.
It's like a totally different person because your perspective has changed on the interaction. So
I'm
that
glad
makes
you're here.
a big difference too.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, character. You go ahead and read this one.
Demonstrating ethical behavior, taking personal responsibility, and adhering to your core values. Just basically being true to yourself is what I'm getting out of that. Being true to yourself, taking personal responsibility. Okay, I oopsed. Okay, giggle and laugh and move on. You know what I mean? I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. It's not a big deal. Grab it up and let's get going and stay true to yourself. Core values, true to yourself. You know?
And how many times did I not do that because I wanted somebody to like me? I wanted them to be my friend.
So you bent over backwards and yeah.
And I think that's part of it when you get to that point in your life when you say, I might be all I got. So I'm going to be true to myself. Yeah. And if I can't be what anybody else wants or needs, that's okay, because at least I'll be being true to myself.
At the end of the day, who are you going to bed with? You're going to bed with yourself. You've got that sleeping sound thing. Okay, that was really ugly, but I did the right thing.
And I think
how could I have helped? How could I have done more to make them like me? How, worry about all that nonsense.
I think that's when I learned you have to have boundaries. You can't just be open for every single thing, and what is it they say? You can't keep someone else warm by setting yourself on fire.
What's that? Say that again.
You can't keep someone else warm by setting yourself on fire.
Oh, I've never heard that before. I like it though.
And also, it's like if you do for someone else to the point that it costs you something or costs you part of yourself, then it's way too expensive, because you still should be whole even though you give, to help somebody else.
Right.
And I think that's when I had to really learn about the boundary thing. And the boundaries that I really had the hardest time setting were with my loved ones.
Yeah. The ones closest to you are the hardest ones to keep boundaries with. They really are. They really are.
And as much as you want them to set their own boundaries as well, it's like they almost don't want to respect your boundaries. Mm-hmm. And that can be painful. And I had to learn that, yes, I would lay my life down, but if I did that, would it really help the person?
Right.
Or would they still be having problems and now I wouldn't even be there,
Right.
So boundaries are very, very important to me now. And it's almost like I feel like I have this little radar around me, and it's like, oh, beep, 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 you're getting too close. You can't get through that. No. Yeah, it's amazing how you can learn how to love yourself.
What happens are two different things, yes.
Yeah. What they say and what happens are two different things. Exactly, BJ.
Yes, boundaries.
Family doesn't make it that it's good for you just because they're family. We don't get to pick our families.
And they can sometimes they can hurt you the worst with boundaries. They can. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just family. It's just family.
Yep. And and there's a lot of things that you can decide to do for yourself to make your life the best it can be. They may not be popular with other people, and other people may not understand it. And I think I spent a long time I wanted it to be justified. I wanted people to understand, why I felt the way I felt about certain things. Now it's like, you know what? If you don't get it, you don't get it. Doesn't matter how many times I jump up and down and yell at you to try to get you to understand how I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. It's not going to help. So I just know I have to stay true to me
That's
because
good.
I'm the one
That's
that
good.
I have to deal with.
My boundaries do this. My
I'm proud
boundaries
of
go
myself.
all over the place.
I'm proud of
Yeah.
myself because the hardest boundaries, once they were set and once I proved to myself that I could be okay enforcing that boundary and that it didn't kill me to do that, then it was easier the next time I had to do it and the next
Yeah.
boundary and with the next person and then after a while it's almost like, well, I have non-negotiables. I just
There
do.
you go. That's good. That's
That's
good.
just what it is. They're non-negotiable. Now, with other people in my past, anything was fair game and I did not care how it made Echo feel at all. I just
Right.
didn't. I didn't care. I wanted that person to like me. That was more
What
important
was
than
the
liking.
what was the monkey song, everybody? I'm not your stepping stone. Didn't Mickey sing that song? Didn't Mickey
Good
sing that
song.
song?
Good song. Good song. Okay. Self-care action. Living authentically, setting boundaries, and acting in alignment with your beliefs.
See?
You
See?
know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Perfect.
I
Perfect,
would
perfect.
also say acting in alignment with your beliefs and allowing other people to have their beliefs.
Yeah, there's no
So,
reason to step on anybody else's toes.
it's like you can't expect people to respect you and your boundaries and your beliefs if you don't respect theirs. And it may just be because you don't understand what it is that they believe or how they got to where they are. And sometimes all it takes is a conversation. And then there are situations where people who are not in agreement with the same exact things and but yet they can find common ground and
Yeah.
still build that relationship even though maybe they have some differences, and that's okay too. I was aligned with the wrong beliefs about myself, so I had to adjust my beliefs. Well, I was there
There
too.
you go.
That's I had so many thoughts that I thought were my thoughts and were true thoughts that were not my thoughts and were definitely not true.
But
That
it
was
but it is. That's your growing. That's your growing, Blue. Is you're adjusting your belief system and your core values. You're adjusting it all the time. You're dialing it in more to find out your true self. And that's beautiful. That's wonderful. That's growth.
and I
Perfect.
definitely now when I get a thought, I definitely don't believe it the first time I think it. I like, okay, is it true? Can I prove that it's true? Is it not true? Is this because you think somebody doesn't like you? Like, why are you even having this thought? It's like, what is the thought? Where is this thought coming? Because before, whatever I thought, it was like, oh, this is set in stone. This is fact. You know,
Mm.
no, definitely not. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that I don't do that anymore. I'm glad that I can look at my thoughts and take the time to say, gee, it just that don't feel right. That doesn't seem right.
Right.
Most of the time they're not right because that little negativity likes to creep back in there and be like, oh, you think you're doing really good. Yeah, well, what about this? You're
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's always got to be around, slap you around a little bit. Yeah. What, honey? You're okay.
all
Okay.
right. Number 5, caring compassion, showing empathy, kindness, and concern for both yourself and others.
Now, I don't know about you guys. I can show compassion and empathy for people easily. If I love them, I can. But you know, I can't do it for myself. I'm really working on that one. It's always easier to be um, empathize with somebody without looking at myself, if that makes sense. If that makes sense.
Well, and I don't know about you, but with me, I wanted to be the one that could fix the problems. You know, like, let's not look at me and my problems, but you tell me all about your problem and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to find a solution. I'm going to, you know, and I really had to learn that a lot of times when people tell you things, they don't want you to fix it. They're just sharing it with you so you know where they're coming from.
Right.
You know, and it's not your job to fix it. And I'm bad about that still, that if I know somebody has a problem, it's like, as soon as I hear the problem, my mind starts going, wait, what? Oh, what can I, who can I call? What can I do? You know, what, we got to get this problem, you know, taken care of. But yet when I have a problem, I don't want to tell nobody. It's like, oh no, I don't need anybody's help. I'll figure this one out, you know, myself. But I think too, that not wanting to share a problem or something was always in my mind, you know, like that's a weakness. Letting
it's a failure again. It's back to failing.
Right.
Yeah.
Is not something that you want to do. You want to keep that. Look at me, I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't have a care in the world, you know. No.
It's time to receive it.
But I have a hard time receiving it. I feel uncomfortable. I do. I still, in a way, feel that. I'm working on that. It used to be, I was really proud of myself on my birthday because I got so many, you know, cards and text messages and videos and songs and gifts, and I was just able to just be happy with all of it and just feel all that love. Before I would have been like, no, really, take that back. Don't do that. You know, why would you want to do that for me? You know?
Yeah.
And it is hard when you're the one that you think you have to fix it and you have to be the one that gives all the time. It's really hard to let somebody give to you. And that you have to learn how to do that. Hello, Robin, Garden State so and so. Welcome in.
Oh, she got it right, huh? She got it right.
I had to slow it down so that I said it right. But you know, that's something that we all are deserving. And it's not coincidental that I'm sitting here playing with my bracelet that says you are worthy and lovable, that Miss Body Illusion gave me for Christmas. And I probably look down and read it to myself 100 times a day.
Good.
But
good.
It's so true. You know, I am, and I do deserve love, but it's so hard to allow that to happen without feeling like, okay, but they're just taking advantage of me. They're really laughing at me behind my back. They're really, you know, they're all getting together and saying, oh, we got over on Echo, you know.
And when is the hammer going to fall? That was always my thing. When is the hammer going to fall? Yeah. Okay, you're lulling me into a spot. When is the hammer going to fall? When is it all the, you know, just going to break loose? And
and it's not until you really can say, oh, they're being genuine, they're being serious, that this is really how they feel about me, and I'm good with that, you know, then you can accept it and you can feel the love. And sometimes I feel like my heart's going to burst, like I just can't contain it all, you know, because it's something I never felt like I got enough of, you know, like I'll never get enough love. I'll never be accepted enough. I'll never, you know. Right. And now sometimes it's just like, and it might be a phone call.
And then you're never going to get enough. You think you're never going to get enough. You're thinking, well, it's got to be me. I must be greedy. I must, you know, everybody else seems to be doing fine. So it's got to be me. It's got to be me. So obviously I'm greedy or selfish, or back to those beautiful words again.
That's right. But it's not. Everybody is deserving of it, and everybody can find it. Everybody can experience it for themselves. It's just a matter of if you're going to be open to it, if you're going to let yourself. You know, even my relationship with my sister, for years, I stayed closed off to her because of things that other people said that she said or felt. Why didn't I go and talk to her? Why would I believe? Yeah, why would I believe other people? And yet I wouldn't believe her. Even if she denied it all, it was like I believed what other people told me, and that's, I think, learning that sometimes you do have to believe somebody when they tell you something. You have to take it for what it is, and what they intend it to be.
Right.
It's scary because, like you said, okay, the other shoe's gonna fall. They're going to want something in return. And I always didn't want to be the one obligated. I would say that a million times. Oh, I don't want to feel obligated. Here, you keep that, because if I take that, then now I'm obligated to do something for you. And so
Because that's what they would do. A lot of people in my world, I don't know about yours, but that's what they would do. They would go, well, I gave you blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you doing this for me? It would come back around. So you heard it. Well, I did.
Yeah.
I did it all the time. Well, I did that for you. And I was like, you're not doing anything for me anymore.
And obligation is not love.
And obligation is an odd word.
It is.
You should do it out of caring and love, not out of obligation.
And that's something that, I have finally realized about my divorce. I wanted him to stay out of obligation, not out of love.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care. You could say you don't love us. It's okay. But my goodness, after all this time, you're obligated,
Right.
And
and that's another reason why people say we stayed married for the children.
Mm-hmm.
That's not love. That's obligation. That's,
And now
you're not going to
I would not stay with anybody 1 minute out of obligation. If I did not love the person, there's no way I would stay. And I guess that's helped me by healing myself. I can understand, and it wouldn't have been right of me to try to guilt him into staying, and that's probably why I was just like, okay, I'm done. That's it.
Right.
But I just learned that not too long ago, that you don't do things out of obligation. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I don't want to be keeping score. And that's what I felt like.
And a lot of people do. Or they'll do it for you just because they do have, something on you. Oh, so I did that for them. So if I ever need them, they have to come to me, blah, 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 blah. There's people that live that way. Ugh.
And why is it that we think our loved ones should do for us? Because they're your loved ones, right? That's my family. They should do for me. Sometimes they're the ones that do the least or hurt you the most. And yet you think
you said that.
That's your family. You got to get over that. Being family doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything. It's not, as they say, you can't take that to the bank. Just because they're your family doesn't mean they're going to give a flying flip.
They're obligated.
They're not obligated to you. They're not going to be obligated to you in the long run. They don't have to. There's no law that says that they have to. That was my favorite saying at Walmart. People would say, well, I know the law, and Walmart has to do blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, Walmart is a publicly traded company. Walmart doesn't have to do anything because of a law. There is no law that says Walmart has to do this, that, or the other for you.
Right.
But that's the mentality, and that's what people think. Well, it's the same thing with your family, but you're my family. Therefore, you should look out for me and take care of me and be there for me. I don't know how many people have told me I've not talked to my kids in years. I'm alone in this world. I mean, it's so sad. You don't have to be alone. It doesn't matter if you got kids, don't have kids, whatever. Find you some people. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Go out.
Go to a bingo parlor. Go do something.
Somewhere, Quit walking around like this. Oh God, I can't look at nobody. I can't see nobody. I might have to do something if I saw them. It's like we were at the Dollar Tree Friday, and Granny cannot say no to that grandbaby. So I
Right.
like to take her to the Dollar Tree. It's cheap,
It's easier to
But
say,
anyhow,
yeah,
so we go.
BS.
Yeah. So we go to the Dollar Tree, we get our stuff, we're getting into the car. And this teenage girl starts walking up towards us. And she was like, ma'am, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. And she was walking, so I thought maybe she needed a ride. And, it was a little chilly out. And I was thinking, well, I can, probably give her a ride somewhere. But she needed some money. And I said, honey, I don't have cash. All I have is my debit card. I said, but I'll go in the store with you and you can get something, to eat or whatever if you want right away. Oh, no. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. And Annie says, Granny, she didn't want a snack. I'm like, nope, she didn't want a snack. Because, Granny would have took her in that store and bought her a snack. I sure would have,
Yeah.
But that wasn't what she was after. But my mind goes to, oh, she might need a ride.
Mhm.
I've even had people ask to use my cell phone before,
Mhm.
And so I would let her make a call on my phone, or I would have given her a ride, or I would have even bought her a snack. But she wanted money, and when I didn't say I had money to give her, that was, the end of that interaction. But I
Right.
loved Anaisa's thing. If she'd wanted a snack, she would have took you up on that.
Right.
So she really didn't want a snack, Granny.
Yeah,
You're
she
right.
caught that really quick. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
It's like,
That's
you're
good.
right.
She's
She didn't
very
want a
intelligent.
and that's okay. And we can't give everybody a snack, but we do what we can do.
Right.
All right, let's see what our last one says.
Self-care
Caring.
action. Practicing self-compassion, being kind to yourself when you fail, and helping others. See, there we go. We are talking about it before they even come up. I think this is wonderful. I think this is beautiful.
This was a really great topic. And I was like, my head was so foggy, and I kept saying, you got to think of a topic. You got to think of a topic. And it's like everything I was thinking of, I'm like, well, we kind of did that topic. Well, we kind of did that, and I'm like, okay, time to ask for help. Which I am.
And I had never heard of this, the 5 C's.
No.
So when I read it, I went, oh, I kind of like this,
Yeah.
Because
like,
if it's possible, even just a couple of them, just be kind to yourself. Just be kind to yourself and be true to yourself. That's what it's all about.
Can you
if
all
you're kind to yourself and true to yourself, people will be drawn to you like a magnet. They will know you're honest and you're true and you're being your true self, look at everybody drawn to Echo. She's just, in the year and month I've known you, such a different person.
I know. Oh my gosh. Even that picture that's in the opening song with my really short hair, that was like a year ago, December. And I was like, I need an updated picture.
I saw that today. I went, that's not really you anymore, honey. And it's not your look, it's your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes and your expression, your whole face.
Yeah. I do not feel like the same.
You smile from the inside now, if that makes sense.
And when I look at myself in my old videos, I used to think I came across as being so jolly and happy and loving life, I look at them now and I'm like, what was wrong with you? Were you having a really bad day that day? It's like, gosh. It's like, who are you? It almost makes you want to go in there and just like wipe out all those other videos. But I'm so glad that I have them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your journey, honey. It's your journey.
And that's a beautiful thing. But
go on over, honey. Are you going to go? She started at 4:30. Norma's bingo. It says Norma's bingo.
Yeah. Oh, she started at 4, actually.
Oh, I thought she started at 4:30. I see Norma's bingo is going on. Oh, okay. Maybe you just got
okay. No problem. Go enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll be over there after this is over.
I love bingo myself. I am a real I'm competitive though. Oh my gosh. Stephanie and I like to do the jigsaw puzzles, and she always beats me. She always gets more pieces than I do. Because I'll like fixate on one piece, and then I'll be searching the whole thing looking for that one piece. I usually find it, but it takes me a little while. And she's over here taking pieces that I'd moved into the puzzle and clicking them where they go. And so her number is going up, 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 and I'm still over here looking for this one little piece.
Right.
And I'm
It's
like,
just
yeah,
strategies.
I'm so competitive. I want. Oh, Stephanie says you've had a few bingos. Okay, good. It's like I want to be competitive, but on the other hand, I have such a good time doing it that I don't care if I win or not. It's not about that. It's just about the fun of doing it. But now I will go into bingo and I'll say, okay, I'm here to win, y'all. I am going to win a bingo. And then sometimes they're like, no, you're not. You're not going to win. And then when I start winning, they're like, oh, no, she said she was going to win.
Yes, yes.
And it's like when I don't say I'm going to win, I don't win. Hi, Beansy.
Yeah, he's in the corner today. I heard him scraping the carpet because he likes to fluff up things. I don't know why he fluffs up the carpet. It's not doing anything. But yeah.
No.
Well, there he is. Yeah.
Sweet boy.
Yeah. See? Are we talking to you? Huh? It's about fun. Yes, it's about fun.
I just
the puzzles and the bingo and all that stuff. It's just about fun.
And you have to have fun in your life. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. I always was told, I put away childish things because I'm an adult and I'm not a child. Okay, it doesn't matter. When you look at life through the eyes of an innocent child, you realize how much you need some of that in your life,
Yeah.
And you need to do something that is fun. And you may have to do lots of different things before you find what that thing is that, really makes you happy.
Right.
But you'll find it. And I always just say I wasn't creative. I didn't let myself be creative because guess what? I might fail.
Right.
So don't even try to do it. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care. Y'all can like it or not like it. Who cares? It's for me. It's like, it doesn't matter. And Anna, she gets so tickled when I'll color with her or something, And now she colored a picture for Grandpa because Grandpa's birthday is the end of the month. And so we're getting his card ready to mail. And so I said, well, color Grandpa a picture. So she got the coloring book out and she picked a picture of Rapunzel. Okay. And she said, Rapunzel has blonde hair and she has a purple dress. I'm like, okay.
Very good. Good for her.
So she's coloring her. She says, Granny, what color shoes does she have? And I said, well, you could pick whatever color you want. I said, sometimes people match their dress and their shoes, the same color, but you don't have to. You could pick any color shoes. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what color she picked, but anyway, she was like, oh, I can pick whatever color I want. And I was like, yeah. I mean, you could have made her not have blonde hair and a purple dress. I mean, you've seen her in the book, and that's what she looks like. So that's what you think of. But you could have made her anything you wanted to make her. And we made the Valentine's box and we had little pieces of paper left over. She took those papers and she colored one side of them the color of each person's favorite color. And then she put a whole bunch of different little things that she made out of these papers in the envelope for Grandpa. So I'm really anxious to see what Grandpa thinks all that is.
Wow, that's a lot of work and a lot of love.
She was like, here, Mom, I made this for you. And her mom picks it up. Her favorite color is green. She looks at it and she's like, oh, it's red shiny on one side and it's green on the other side. That's really nice. And Anna East goes, you know what it is.
Oh, there it is.
No,
There it is.
what
A
is it?
setup line. A kid's setup line.
Yeah. She says it's a bookmark for your book.
Oh.
And my daughter was like, oh, I could see that. Okay, cool. And of course, she made me a purple and red bookmark.
Right.
You know. But
Isn't
hey, I
that
let
neat?
her be just as creative. It doesn't matter how messy it is or, you know, what it is she wants to get out and do. I don't care. It's like I'm all for it. Whatever you want, honey.
Well, I think this is just my opinion, but I think a lot of us, as we get older, as we get, into our teens and stuff like that, our creative side gets stifled. You can't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that. And as long as you keep that rolling and rocking and moving, your creative side, you're still growing. You're still learning, I
And
mean,
I've noticed too that when you start having other people in your life that you listen to their opinion about things, and what is it that they want to do, and
uh-huh.
things like that, and then you stop caring about things as much. And like when I moved here and gonna live here for the first time, I
Uh-huh.
didn't know what I liked about anything.
Right.
It was
You were
like,
talking about decorating and stuff at one
yeah,
time.
it's like I've been catering to everybody else's likes and wants for so long
Right.
that I didn't even know what it was, that I did like.
Right.
And it's like you got to keep that. And I tell my daughter all the time, it doesn't matter if you're a wife, a mother, a teacher, a daughter, be you, whatever
Right.
that is. Don't lose who you are,
Mhm.
because all of those things can go away, but you're still
Mhm.
going to be you. And
Easy.
don't lose that. And she said she can see it in other people that she works with, that they don't live their life that way. They're all about everybody else and they forget about themselves.
Right.
Don't, I promise you, it will not come out good for you in the long run. It's like learn it now in your 20s and 30s. Don't
Well,
wait.
and you're going to be exhausted and there's nothing left for you, is what happens,
Yeah.
when you're there for everybody else, but not yourself. You're
Yeah.
exhausted and there's nothing left for you. You've given it all away. What's this?
Stephanie says she gave up on bingo because she didn't win. Aw.
Oh, well, I never did bingo for winning. You know what I mean? I went there for the connection, the camaraderie, the giggles, the laughs, the silliness. I mean, the bingo was just the thing to do,
When
to keep your
when I
mind busy, your
first
hands busy.
when I first met these ladies that are in the bingo community, they talk to each other during the bingo games like, you know, oh, so and so needs to quit. They need to leave. That and another one would say, well, if I don't win this game, I'm quitting. And I was like, man, these
Ooh,
people are vicious. But it was
right.
all in fun. They were all like picking at each other and stuff. And then they would tell if somebody was getting a lot of numbers or winning, they would say, somebody's at your door. You better go and check,
Right.
take your mind off the game for a minute and go and tend to business or whatever. And after a while, we had the best time because everybody was trying to think of things to say to get the other person, like to throw the other person off their game.
Right.
So they weren't paying attention. And it's fun. It's really fun like that. But at first, I was like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? These people are
Yeah.
vicious.
Yeah.
You know,
Playing it online, I haven't really got into it because I don't understand the 10 numbers and all that stuff. But when I went to the parlor with the dabbers and all that stuff, oh yeah, it was fun. It was fun, the chatter and the chit chat and the goofiness
Mhm.
and the silliness, what was going on.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, that
love.
was the fun of it. It wasn't watching the numbers pop up and stuff. It was the chatter.
Yeah.
I'm there to win first. Yeah. Blue, I could see that. I can see that. Everybody's there for different reasons. And like Echo says, she's very competitive. So she's probably there to win as well. But me, I'm
Oh,
not.
I'm very oh, and it's really funny because of course, my daughter's very competitive too, right?
That's all.
So it's like we'll play a game or something, and she'll actually, if she doesn't win, I mean, it's okay if she wins and then I win and then she, we kind of go
Yeah.
back and forth. But if I'm only winning and she's not winning, she'll quit. She'll be like, man, this isn't no fun for me. I'm quitting,
Yeah.
And we
I get that.
even made up our own card game that has a lot of wild cards in it because she was always, that's not fair. You got 100 points and I got 10, and I'd be
Mhm.
like, well, I'll give you a wild card, this will be an extra 100 points. I don't care, or whatever. And so we make up our own games. And so
There
now
you go.
we've got this one game that somebody else taught us, and then we took and we modified it. And so now when we teach it to somebody, it's like, this is our game. This is how we play,
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And then a lot of when I was bartending, we played a lot of dice games at the bar. There's always cups of dice,
yeah.
So always dice games. Always fun. Always fun. But yeah, I didn't care. I don't care if I win.
I,
Even when I go to the gambling hall and play the one-armed bandit, I don't care if I win. I mean, it's nice, but I have a budget. This is all I can spend, and this when it's gone, I'm walking out. Now it could be 10 minutes, it could be 2 hours, it could be giving me back some, you know what I mean? But once this is gone, I'm going to turn around and walk out. And and I really stick myself to that because I get addicted to things really easily.
Oh yeah.
So I don't need gambling addiction on top of all the other goofy things in my life.
No, and it's that Stephanie says, I wouldn't play with Allison. I would feel sorry for her and let her win all the time just so she could play, we could play. Well, but she'll even say, are you letting me win? It's like she doesn't want pity, but she does want to win,
Yeah, she wants to win on her own terms. I get that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
She told me the other day though that because she used to tease me all the time, it didn't matter what it was about. Like you're an old fuddy duddy that because you like this or you like that or whatever, and now it's like she's like so much like me. She like so much of the same things. And she's like, I just had to grow up to appreciate the things that you like. It's like I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand why you like things that you like,
She's just looking through different eyes. That's all.
Yep. Yeah. I said, yeah, that's a lot of people. They wait until their kids have kids for them to realize how great their own parents
And how many
were,
times? How many times was I told by my mother, my grandmother, wait till you have kids. Wait till you have kids.
Yeah.
But
Allison, to me, Allison still has not gotten the fact that I love her even more because of Anais. She thinks that I love Anais more than I love her, and it's like, but you don't get it. Once you are a grandmother, you'll know that, you gave me her. So it's like, makes you that much more special, but she doesn't understand it yet. And sometimes
she gave you that beautiful gift. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's like, if I didn't have her, I definitely wouldn't have Anais,
Right.
And it's like, I love my son-in-law. I already loved my son-in-law, but I love my son-in-law even more because of her.
Because he gave you the beautiful gift.
I wouldn't have her, but it's not something that you understand really until I didn't know it was going to be like that. I thought, well, okay, this is how much I love her. I'll feel the same way about the grandchild, but it's like the stress and strain of having to make them into a good human is gone. It's not there. You don't have to like be the parent and do all the parent things.
Right.
So it frees you up to really get to know them as a person and what makes them tick and, that kind of thing. Hello, Melinda. Welcome in. But I didn't know that I was going to feel like that with my granddaughter. I just thought I'll love her because she's in my family,
Well,
But
and then another question for you. Um, did you not know that because um, no one was there for your daughter? You didn't have any parents. She didn't have any grandparents.
I know that
You
I
didn't know what
wanted,
it looked like. Is if
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. And I know that I felt like that was something I had missed and something my daughter had missed. And so I wanted that for my daughter's kids. I wanted there to be grandparents. I wanted there to be,
Mm-hmm.
granny's house to go to and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But also because of being a mom with no support, I knew I wanted to be that support person for my daughter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the two kind of go hand in hand. If you're supporting her, you're going to have the grandchild more because you're giving her a break, And
Right.
I didn't know I was going to bond with my granddaughter the way that I did. And a lot of the things, like in my daughter's childhood, I was so busy and so sick in the beginning that I didn't really enjoy a lot of it. A lot of it was like, what did I get myself into? You know?
Yeah.
And so with my granddaughter, it was like, I'm free as a bird. I can just dote on this baby. And, it does make a difference in how
And,
you
and
bond
I'm
with
sure.
them and
I'm sure.
everything.
Do you enjoy her learning more as well than you did with your
I think
daughter?
I expected my daughter to be smart. I, she never struggled, with anything. It
Right.
just kind of flowed. And I really took that for granted, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But now, having been with my granddaughter as much as I was, and to be able to see like how that foundation is and then how they learn and grow on top of it,
Right.
it's like I'm amazed. Every time she does something, I'm totally amazed that she can figure that out, because I can figure it out and I want her to be able to figure it out, but I don't want her to ever feel like, well, there's something wrong with you, kid, because you can't see this like Granny
Yeah.
sees this. But yeah, I get totally amazed and some of the things she says to me. It's like she is so wise beyond her years. It's just totally amazing.
Just
But I
like
think that
that. She didn't want a snack.
she didn't want to snack, Granny. But and it was almost like she was comforting me, like
Oh, well,
you
you do what you could
put
do. She
yourself
didn't want
out.
it.
You put yourself out for the person and the person turns you down. Don't
Yeah.
feel bad. She didn't want it.
Yeah.
It's like made perfect sense, to me. But sometimes my granddaughter will just, she'll just say, Granny, I just love you so much. And I'll say, why do you love me so much? I just do. And it's like I believe her.
Mm-hmm.
She isn't at the point yet where she knows how to really take advantage of somebody, so
Right.
it's like she does just love me. Sometimes I'll be like, what do you want? I know you want something. You wouldn't be saying that if you don't want something. But I just and she'll even say, Granny, can you buy me whatever? And I'll be like, yeah, we'll see. And then if I do get it for her, the next time she comes around or whatever, and you bought that for me? She's just so happy. And it could be an orange. It doesn't have to be nothing spectacular, but the fact that she asked for it and I made sure we got it.
Right.
But yeah, I could talk about my granddaughter till the cows come home. There's just a special bond there that
Right.
I didn't know I was going to get the opportunity to have that bond with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so thankful now, that I did everything that I did to get that bond. And
Yeah.
now it's
I
like
mean,
my
you would have
daughter
still been
said,
at work. You would have still been at work.
oh yeah,
You wouldn't have been able to support them and take care of her while Allison was going
no,
to school and stuff.
no,
Yeah.
no. And
So
and
there's
I
a
would have
win.
tried.
Hmm?
I was working overnight and I guarantee you I would have tried to make it work. And I would have probably been dead because I probably wasn't healthy enough to even try that.
Right.
But when I first became disabled and I first had to stop working, I could not wrap my head around it. It was like, what am I supposed to do? I just felt like I have no purpose. There's nothing for me to do.
Right.
And as soon as I found out that the baby was on the way, it was like, thank you. Now I know this is what I'm meant to do. This is, and it couldn't have worked out any better than it worked out. And it hurt me more than it hurt her to start school. I tried for 2 months to grasp the idea of her not being here every day. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I miss my baby so much.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about that. Are you going to be okay? Oh yeah. I'm going to be fine. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be fine. What am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I really didn't.
I'm going to have all this free time. Oop, tasty peanut. Hi, honey.
And that's the thing. You can't prepare yourself for a lot of things that you're going to have to go through in life.
Even though they're happening.
Yeah. A lot of things, you see it coming and you're like, ooh, I got to deal with that, But I try to prepare myself and I try to, think ahead and be like, well, what'll happen if this happens or that happens? And, you got to live your life the best that you know how and do what's right for you. And don't let anybody try to tell you that you're wrong. I don't care if you are wrong. You might be right for you. Might be totally wrong for somebody else, and they don't have to like it either. And that's one thing. I am so glad and so happy that my daughter loves me and gets me. But even if she didn't, I would still be there every day doing whatever it was I could do.
Right.
I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones and we never even had a bad during the teenage years. I mean, it was always
neither. I mean, we were very connected.
Connected.
I was very lucky. But I also had a boy. Girls through the teenage years is a little rougher at times. Learning to deal with my hubby's illness is a learning curve. Yes, I bet you. And it'll change. And then there's good days and bad days. Ooh, gosh.
That's the thing about life. It's one change after another. So people who live their life saying, when I retire, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. When I have money in the bank, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. When I pay my house off, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Okay. All those things are wonderful goals to have, but making sure you're living your life along the way. Don't get to the end of your life when your body fails you and be like, well, I guess I should have went on vacation when I was 40 because now that I'm 80, I can't physically go,
Right.
And that's the one thing that I try to tell my daughter, do it now. Whatever it is, just do it. Don't put it off. Don't wait. There's never going to be a better time. Do it now. You know? So what if something takes you a little longer to accomplish because you did something fun? Have fun. Life is meant to be, shared.
You're only here this day. This day only happens once. What are you going to do with it? Tomorrow isn't here yet. Yesterday's already gone. Today it's only this day one time. What are we going to do?
And Regina, I know you love your husband, but there are a lot of people when they are faced with a serious illness, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to do it. So
a lot of people walk away.
Yeah, they want to walk away.
Ugly, but a lot of people,
I didn't. How did they say it? I didn't sign up for this, or that's not my job, or whatever. No, if you love someone, you need to do whatever it is, because if the shoe was on the other foot, he would be there taking care of you. So, I mean, I think that's wonderful that you are able to do that. And I know it's a struggle. Everybody has struggles, But every time I hear your voice, I can hear that smile in your voice, even though life might be getting you down. You don't bring it to other people and be like, oh, let me feel sorry for me and, make this person feel bad or whatever. No, you're always upbeat. And you're that way for your husband too, and for your grandson and for your children.
And I'm sure at times it's really hard. I'm sure
Yeah,
at times it's really hard.
I'm sure it is hard. And it's, nobody starts out life when you're young and you get married, and nobody thinks about when we get old.
Yeah.
We don't think about it,
We'll
It's
never get old.
You wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, I'm old. It's like, when did that happen? I wasn't ready for that,
Yeah.
Like, but I don't feel old.
My confidence not there.
It's not there.
That's okay, honey. Do what's right.
That's
Do
right.
what you feel is right, and it will be the right thing. That's what you have to do. Go by your gut instinct a lot of the times. But you're strong. You're strong. You've proven it.
And it's like my friend who her ex-husband passed away, and even my sister with my brother-in-law having some problems. It's one thing for you to want that person to live and fight whatever it is they're going through, but sometimes we have to stop and realize that it's their life, and when they get to the point when they're done and they don't want to continue to fight, we have to be okay with it. And if we're the ones that are left here without them, it makes it hard for us.
Yeah.
And it's not about, it can't be about us. It has to be about them. And they have to know it's okay. Whatever happens is okay, and that you're going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times, like my sister will even say, well, I can't break down in front of him. I can't let him know how scared I am about it or what, Yes, you can. You're a human being, but that doesn't mean that, he needs to know he can break down in front of you, that he can tell you I'm scared about what's going on or whatever, I think people think, well, I got to be strong. I got to be strong. Nothing bothers me, no. Let them have.
Well, I'm one of those when I'm in those kind of situations, I keep going. I'm one of those that breaks down once it's all over. Once it's all over, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Don't even talk about it. Just keep moving, keep going, keep functioning. And then once it's all over, then I just go kabooey. Well, I know I'm not getting back up.
I was taught that you don't have emotions. Emotions get you in trouble. Mm-hmm. So it's and I think when you're told, oh, you're way too emotional, and after a while it's like it's more of a shameful thing if you do show any emotion. And so you try to hold that in. And I've learned now that if the emotion comes, it comes. I can't stop it and suppress it,
Yeah. Mine was always, there's nothing wrong with you. What are you crying about? There's nothing wrong with you. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with you.
How about you're imagining it?
Yeah.
That's a big narcissistic thing.
Yeah, I heard that one.
You live in a fairy tale world and you're just imagining these issues.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I may be, but
it was more of a cuss word. It was the same concept.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with admitting that we're going to be terribly, terribly sad and lonely and hurt when our loved ones pass away.
Yeah.
I talked about this in that video about, when the price that you pay for loving someone is you're going to experience the grief when they pass away. And so does that make you want to stop loving anyone because you don't want to go through that? That grief is painful. You don't want that. But you have to learn how to love knowing there's going to be an end. Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
So love them all you can today. And then tomorrow, do it again. You know, but do
just
it.
The beautiful memories you're making,
Yeah.
with the love you're sharing with each other,
And know that, it will end. Things will change and it will end. And you are going to hurt. Nobody can tell you that it's not going to hurt. It's going to be like your heart's ripped out, but that's because you love him. If you don't love him, then number one, you wouldn't be there and you wouldn't be
yeah, you would have walked away a long time ago.
You would have been gone. And number three, it wouldn't hurt you at all when you left. You would be like, good riddance.
Yeah.
So, that's just the price you pay for having loved someone. And that doesn't mean you stop loving people. If anything, for me, I want to love people even harder while I have them. Right. Because I know that I could lose them.
Mm-hmm.
But grief is it's an emotion. It's just like love. It's just the opposite of having something. It's the longing for something, the wanting to have something that is no longer there that you once had. Right. And it's not anything that anybody can tell you, oh, give it a year, oh, do this, do that, move on.
There's no time limit. There's no time frame.
No time limit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who the person was to you. It's just the fact that you loved them, and it's going to affect you in different ways at different times throughout your life. And there's nothing anyone is going to do that is going to stop that from happening, whether or not you deal with it. I read a story the other day, and the man said,
hurt emotion. Yes,
I'm 40 something years old, and I have not grieved the loss of my dad, and he died 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's like you have to do it. You can't, it's always going to be there for you to deal with. You can think, okay, I'm not dealing with it, so I'm not experiencing it and I don't have to go through it. It's always going to be there. And eventually,
why haven't you? What?
Yeah, exactly.
What's scaring you? You know what I mean?
And it is a hard emotion. It is hard. And it's, it makes you ask a lot of questions and make you doubt a lot of things, and you don't understand it. And especially for me, when my best friend died when I was 14, I didn't have the skill to cope with that. I didn't know what it was that I was dealing with. And then right behind that comes, losing my dad. I was a little better prepared with my dad because of having gone through, with my friend, but still losing a parent or losing a child, it's different, and every person experiences it differently. One of my closest, dearest friends, when her dad passed away, I told her, I said, it's going to hit you, and it's going to hit you hard, and I'll be there. You call me. I don't care, when it is. And I had told my husband and I had told my boss, when my friend calls and tells me her dad is gone, I'm going to have to go and be with her. And that's just how it is. Mm-hmm. And when we went to the funeral, I actually made more a fool of myself crying and carrying on than the family did. And people were like, did she even know him? And it's like, no, but I know what they're fixing to go through. I knew that grief had not hit them yet.
Right.
And I knew what that was going to be like. And it was heartbreaking for me to know that they were going to have to go through that and feel that.
Right. So you were feeling for them.
Sure, all funerals make me feel, remember my dad's funeral. Mm-hmm. All people in the hospital make me think of my dad being in the hospital, yes. But I was not, I knew her dad, but casually, not very close at all.
Right.
And it wasn't even the loss of him necessarily. It was the fact that the family was going to have to go through that loss. And it tore me up. I just could not handle it. It just was heart-wrenching. And even to this day, sometimes she'll say, I think you cried longer and harder than any of us did, and it's like, but I just knew what you were going to have to, go through and deal with.
Right.
And it is hard. It is so hard. And Ellen knows exactly. I mean, she's doing such a wonderful job dealing with losing her husband. And nobody can tell her how to deal with it. And nobody can tell her if she's handling it right or wrong, you know?
And how long it's supposed to
No,
be. And
it's a road you have to walk by yourself, but you don't have to be alone. There can be other people on that road too, but you have got to walk down that road.
yeah.
And that's hard. And sometimes people don't want to. And I don't know why it is that we think by not dealing with something, we make it better somehow.
Make it go away.
It gets worse because you're not dealing with it. You know.
That's the reason you said it's been 20 years. And the first question I thought was why?
Yeah.
Why didn't you deal with it then? You know, why, you know, are you trying to be macho? You know, machismo? Is that the reason? You know, you don't want, you know, boys don't cry kind of thing, or what? I mean, what? I don't know.
Well,
because you know it's painful. Because one thing right there, he brought it up.
Yeah.
So it's still there. That pain is still there, or he wouldn't even brought it up. So, yeah, it's such an overcomer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ellen is doing wonderful.
Healing from
And
grief.
don't let him tell you different, honey.
That's right.
Yeah. You have to do it in your own time, and it's your own pain. And people can be there for you, but nobody understands your particular pain. And people will say, I understand. Well, you may be there for me, but understanding everybody's feeling in their heart about every single person is different, if that makes sense to you.
And what's really hard is when a family is going through a loss, because each family member experiences it differently, and the relationship that they have lost is a different relationship. And that was something with my own family that was really, you know, hard to understand, that I didn't feel understood. I didn't feel like anybody cared about the relationship I lost. I felt like everybody was making it about them, you know, and their relationship. And it's like,
that's
what
exactly
about
how
what
it feels.
I lost, you know? And so you have to be able to grieve in your own way and do what makes you feel okay with it. Because,
well, just like Eka was saying, everybody grieves differently. Okay, you have siblings. Echo. And then when your father passed, I bet you all three of you siblings felt differently about that same father passing.
Yep.
It's a different feeling for every single one of them.
And I mean, we were different.
And that's okay. That shows you're human. That shows you're an individual.
We had different lengths of time with him. We had
memories.
different relationships with him, different memories. You know, yes, we were all within the same family and we were all grieving the same person, but not one of us could help the other. You know, it was like everybody's grief was so strong and so hard. And it's not something that we teach people how to deal with grief, you know? And then when it hits you, it's like you don't know what to do with it. And it's so painful. You know,
Difference in people. Yes.
it is difference in people.
Yeah. And that's what makes us beautiful. I mean, it also makes us feel very alone when we're grieving, but it also makes us beautiful because we are individuals, you know? So that makes the rainbow of communities gorgeous, with all different colors and shapes and sizes and stuff like that. But when it comes to heartache and stuff, we can all be there for you and we can all support you, but we can't feel for you. You know what? If that makes sense. My channel has helped me get over the hump. Yeah. At my days, my heart stops when Steve stops. Yeah. You become
and you're not the same person. And don't expect yourself to be the same person.
And again, you don't, Ellen, let's be honest. Did you get over it? Did you get over that grief? Or did you learn to live with it?
Yeah.
Did you figure out a way to move on with that pain, with that grief. Let's just be honest. I know you're honest, Ellen. I've seen you on Echo's show before.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't get over it. It doesn't go away.
It doesn't go
and
away.
It doesn't get better. You learn how to live with it.
You learn how to live with it.
learn how you can deal with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who thinks it's right or wrong or would do it different, or, and anybody who tries to tell you, oh, you need a hobby, you need this, you need that. You need whatever it is that you need.
Hour. Yes. And that's the way you have to do. Just one little step in front of the other.
Sometimes it's just minute by minute. It just depends. And for me, it's been so long that I want to say I've handled it. I've dealt with it, But when it hits me, it's like it was yesterday. And it doesn't matter how many times it hits me. It's still always so fresh and raw, just like it was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I will never
knock you in the face when you least expect it. You can be at the grocery store and all of a sudden a smell will waft through and you go, oh my goodness. And there it is. Whoosh. It's right back in your face again. Yeah. My mother's cousin told me that
you were young and you should find someone else.
What? Well,
first of all, there'll never be a person.
People can't take the place of somebody else.
You can't. Yeah. You may eventually meet somebody else. That's true. But you can't replace. People are not interchangeable. They're not replaceable. You don't take one out.
Not Legos.
No. Doesn't work that way. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't work that way.
Because you want to keep that place in your heart, those memories in your head, those memories in your heart. You want to keep that sacred for them. You know? That's their place in your heart. Now you can have more places in your heart for other people, but that place is theirs. Yeah, and it will always be theirs.
And it's
never again. I will never get married again. Not yeah.
You say that never, never, never.
Yeah, that's okay. She can say that,
and I say it too. But we don't know. So just be if the opportunity presents itself and you know it in your heart, go for it. And if it doesn't, don't try to force it. I thought I was lonely, thought I needed somebody, wanted somebody, picked the wrong somebody, went through a lot of grief with that situation.
I have been divorced 41 years. 41 years. But probably most of you haven't even been on this earth 41 years.
But, we all make choices. We can make wrong choices. We can make bad decisions.
Oh, I'm good at that one.
And if you do, be grown up enough to get yourself out of it and then go on and learn from it and know that's not what you wanted or what you needed. But I am a firm believer that we all need companionship. We all need someone to love and someone to love us. And it doesn't matter who that person is. There's different kinds of love and you can get love from many different places. And
the love from people are different. The love from people are different. The love I get from Echo is totally different from the love I get from Stephanie. And the love, it's just But they're both.
You don't have to. If you were married and your spouse passes away, you don't have to find another spouse. You're never going to replace those memories and that time you had with that spouse. You may meet someone else and you may have another life with that person, but it'll never change or replace what you had. Same thing when you lose a parent. You can't go out and buy you another parent and be like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter that I lost the first one because now I got this one. No. Even if you find somebody who is like a parental figure in your life and you care about that person in that respect, they won't take the place of your loved one that passed away. And they shouldn't.
Now, let me ask you, Ellen, has Buttercup been your support system? How much you want to bet Buttercup has been there every day,
Mm-hmm.
supporting you, just like Cleo? How much you want to bet?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the reason I have Sammy, my black cat, Sammy, and you'll see it in the intro. That's Sammy. She supported me through a lot. When my mother passed, when my father passed, when blah 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 blah, on and on and on. She was there for me. So when she was gone, see, she still has a place in my heart, even though she's a pet, a fur baby, but she's still, yeah, and it's every day. Yeah. She's still part of me. She's part of my my channel. I mean, she's part of my world. I have her right in there. I mean,
Yeah.
with me. I mean, I have Boo, and I love Boo, but Boo doesn't take the place of Sammy. You know what I mean? Yeah, every day, every day.
And that's what I say about Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe knows all my secrets.
Uh-huh.
If Chloe could talk, I'd be in big trouble. But she loves me unconditionally. It doesn't matter what. And there's something comforting about having that kind of thing. And I mean, they've done studies. It reduces your stress level when you have a pet, and you can, get some kind of affection and touch with that pet. You don't want to go.
But I've seen Chloe. I've seen her shorts. She tells you off when she wants.
Chloe is she's a piece of work, let me tell you. But she also, when I don't feel good, she's right here like, oh, mama.
They know.
Oh, mama.
They know.
And
yes.
She, like you said, waiting at the door for you to get home. Chloe knows before I ever even get up to the door, she's like, it's like, I'm coming, Chloe,
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it at all. And I say I'll never have another one after Chloe, but I know that's not true. I might have a cat or some other pet, but I know I'll always have something.
Mm-hmm.
I know I will. There was actually a puppy on Facebook the other day saying, this poor dog needs a home. And for a split second, I was like, okay. And then I thought, yeah, Chloe does not like other dogs. This would not go over well. So no, you better not. But
she's been the only baby in your life for a long time. She would have a real hard time sharing you. She would have a real hard time sharing you.
Yeah. And it's good though, Ellen. You have your son and his family, and you have your job, and you'll find your way. I know it's hard, and some days it probably doesn't seem like you ever will, but you will. Yeah. And then you know what you're going to do? You're going to help somebody else, because you're going to be able to tell your story, and you're going to be able to encourage somebody else. And I know you already are.
Just take those little steps, like you said, 1 hour at a time.
Yeah.
Just take those little steps, even though it feels like, oh my gosh, that step is huge. And
yes, Regina.
The first thing I always felt was, how could these people be smiling? I would go out there and I would like, how are these people smiling? Don't they know what I'm going through? Don't they know what just happened? Why is the sun coming up? Doesn't it know what's going on? I mean, it's like, yeah, it's very intense. It's very intense. I will keep busy. Yeah. And he'll float into your mind when you're busy, when you're cooking. Something about the way you cut that onion. And all of a sudden he'll float into your mind. And it'll be beautiful. And you'll smile.
I was just going to say, it'll be so comforting when it does. Because it's while you're in the throes of the grief, though, even those good memories hurt. And so you don't think about them. And then when you get to the point that you can actually think about the good memories and not be upset by them and be like, that's when they'll come. And then it's very comforting.
Then it's a smile.
I know you're with me, I know.
but it's up to you. It's up to you. It's your path you're walking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. My grandfather used to always say to me when other was doing stuff, he was still pamper size, running around, and he was like, he would say, I would say, other, now stop doing that. Get down from there. Stop doing that. Get down from there. My grandfather would look at me and go, leave that baby alone. And still to this day, I'll be talking to him and I'll, other, what are you doing? And I can hear his voice going, leave that baby alone. He's 42 years old, but I still hear my grandfather's voice going, leave that baby alone. And right then I get a smile and I pull back.
Mm.
And yeah. But it takes a while to get there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's been plenty of times when I didn't want to think about him. You know, like it was just too painful. I didn't want to. And then something would happen and bring it, you know, like the harder you try not to think about something, then it seems like it is more.
When you finally do, it hits you harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I just let it come, let it go, you know, whatever, however I'm feeling, whenever I'm feeling it, that's just, you know, how I do.
Yeah.
And even to this day.
But again, we're still talking, we're talking parents. We're not talking, you know, a life partner, you know, so that's also different, you know.
Yeah. Oh, every loss is different.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's why I said all those years of infertility, if I ever was pregnant and miscarried, I don't want to know, because I don't want to feel those feelings. So I just assumed that I did not, you know. And I don't know how some people deal with some of their things that they've had to deal with in life. I mean, I know the things I've dealt with, and sometimes I think, oh, you know, that would have broke me. And it does. A lot of people have a lot of, you know, issues, and they don't let people know, and they don't reach out for help. And that's what I want to stop. I want people to realize it's okay. No matter what you deal with, it is okay. And there's probably somebody else who deals with it too, who could help you if you would share it with them, you know.
Just like you were saying about you talking about the grieving the other day, and then somebody reached out to you. Yeah. And you didn't know that when you were doing it.
No, when I made that video, I was doing that because I was having a moment, you know, and that's what I needed to talk about at that moment. And for it to actually have made her feel even the teeniest little bit better, it just made me, you know, like, oh my gosh, this is exactly why I have a channel. This is exactly why I bare my soul, because I want people to know they don't have to do it alone. They don't have to be alone.
Have you ever been curious about the people that don't reach out to you, that you touch? Because you know there's people still in the shadows that hear your words and don't reach out to you and still keep it to themselves. But they're embracing the words that you're using, if that makes sense. So there is people out there probably that you're reaching that don't reach out.
Yeah. But it's really nice when somebody does.
Yeah. Well, and you made them stronger. You made them stronger because they did reach out. Yeah. Because reaching out is a really big step and really can be really painful.
And, you know, I don't try to, you know, act like, oh, I know everything about every subject, but I can sure help you try to figure it out, you know, whatever it is. We'll dig deep. We'll do the deep dive on it, you know, if we have to. And we'll figure out a way to, you know, make life just a little bit better. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I've got somebody right now that I talk to that is like in the middle of trying to get back into life, I'll say.
Okay.
And just by being able to talk to this person is getting them to want to get back into life.
Even if they're just reaching out to you, they're doing it right there. They're getting into life.
Yeah.
They may not realize it. That's what they're doing.
It's a beautiful thing when somebody has felt totally alone, and then somebody will actually take a minute and say, I'm here, you know, what do you need to talk about? Whatever it is. And sometimes that's all it takes. And it's like the floodgate opens and they're able to release that. Then there's other people that you're like, okay,
and then they can blossom again. Then they can blossom and bloom.
Do I have to pick it out of you? You know, it's like I can, you know, or whatever. But it's really nice to know that there are people out there that will help you. And if I can be that person for anybody, for anything, then I feel like my life is worth something.
Right.
And I know there was plenty of times I didn't feel like my life was worth much of nothing. So it can happen. Anybody can change anything about yourself. Anything. Believe me, anything.
Yes. Make yourself your priority, and, you know, and just the self-care. That's what Self-Care Sundays is all about.
That's right.
It's making yourself the priority so you can be there for others, which is what she's done. She's made boundaries. She's set boundaries. She's set walls. She's set perimeters. And now she's can be there for anybody, everybody. And I think that's beautiful. Like we were saying before, the person from a year ago to the person right now is two totally different people. They may be sitting in the same chair, but they're not the same person. Come on, guys, everybody.
And this person loves herself a lot more than I ever even thought imaginable. I mean, the mere fact that I do my exercise live.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. And you're just there for the world, and who cares? And let's go and let's do it. And
I'm doing it for me, and I'm showing up for me.
And she's doing a vertical, folks. That means she gets 300 views on her stretching out.
I'm like, okay, let's see. And I did my morning live today on vertical, and I guess I forgot to put it on subscribers only. And I had a few. They were nice. They didn't say anything.
Okay.
But I was like, I could tell as soon as I started seeing, you know, people coming in. I was like, oh no, you forgot. You must have forgot to set that because these people are here. But I'm like, it's okay. I can take a troll or two. I don't care.
Right.
But anyway, let's see. Everybody it's 2 hours and 22 minutes, but yet everybody is hanging with us. So I do appreciate that very, very much. Yeah. And I hope that maybe these conversations will help you in some little way. I know they help me. It's like my own little therapy session. You know, I enjoy it. I always enjoy talking to Body Illusion. And I don't know what we'll talk about next time, but next Sunday, I will have a video. And then the following Sunday, we will be back live. And next Sunday, we will have our Bible trivia at 7. And Body Illusion will be my guest Thursday for Thursday trivia. So make sure you tune in for that and see what we're cooking up for that. That ought to be fun.
I'm going to lay down a bit. Good for you, honey. Rest.
Yes, Miss Edna, please go and lay down. And again, thank you everybody for hanging out. And I'm so glad I didn't make a big coughing fit. I actually didn't even feel like I had to cough, which is great.
Good.
Bless you both. It helps a lot being here. Thank you, Regina. That's the whole point. We want to help each other. You know, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do, whatever anybody can do to help anybody. And I love how we stay connected, how people send me messages and are like, so-and-so's live. And, you know, and I send people messages and it's like, you know, let's just keep this thing going, y'all.
Yes.
All right. So
Keep the ripples going. Keep the
keep
ripples
the ripples going. That's right. Nothing but ripples. And please try to make them positive ripples. We can make the negative ones really easily, but we
there's
need to
enough
try to
those
make
out
them
there.
positive. Yeah.
There's enough those out there.
Oh, we love you too, Stephanie. Have a
Bye,
great rest
sweetheart.
of your day. All right. I'm going to get us out of here. Let's see. Should I play it? No,